Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with random reviews from the Overflow room. Yeah, and this is like an all Nordic thing, it looks like. Yes, it's all Nordic, one way or another. It's sort of fascinating, actually, these two composers. They're both Nordgrens, but they're different Nordgrens. First, we have Per Henrik Nordgren. Let's see, and he is in here. We've got, yes, Per Henrik Nordgren, born 1944. I wonder if he's still around. I hope so. A very, very good composer. He spent a lot of time with the Ostrobothnian Chamber Orchestra, which is a string ensemble for the most part. And so he wrote a lot of music for them, and it's very, very good. His style is modern tonal. In other words, it's quite listenable often. Sometimes it's folk-based, but it has a freshness and bite, which is, sometimes turns modernist in its use of dissonance and whatnot. I mean, he's worth discovering. He really is. And this is a disc on Undine called Aurora Borealis, which has a whole bunch of interesting thingies by northern guys. You got like Radovara's Cantus Arcticus, which is amazing, just amazing, and Sibelius's The Storm, and let's see, The Storm, and we've got Maricanto, bits of Maricanto, and Tuomas Kantelinen, whoever he is, and Ernest Pangu. Pangu is really cool. Extinguished Torches. He wrote wonderful symphonic poems. I believe he wrote a piece called Moonlight on Jupiter, which I'm really waiting for somebody to record. I think that's Pangu. Excuse me. I think that's Pangu. But it was a Pangu disc that they do. It's kind of like post-Scriabin, and really, really, really interesting. Aulis Salonen, who did his own Lemminkainen in Tuonela, little tone poem thing. And then we have Per Henrik Nordgren. Here we have him. Finally, he's in here. This is why I put it under Nordgren, because he has The Thinker, The Thinker, and the Rodin, and the Fiddler's Favorite Tune. And I think that comes from Portraits of Country Fiddlers, but we'll see, because I have the next disc. And then Radovara, again, Come un sogno, like a dream. That comes from his Angel of Light symphony. So it's a bunch of excerpts of Nordic composers, and wonderfully done. But here is this is a thing that I asked Undine for. Folk into classic. It's Finnish and well, not just Finnish. It's got Polish, and we have Heino Eller, who was Estonian, and other people like that. But they're miniatures based on folk tunes by people you've never heard of. And one of them is this lovely, lovely disc called Portraits of Country Fiddlers. It's a piece called Portraits of Country Fiddlers, Opus 26 by Nordgren. And the music is just beautiful. The movements are the plucker, the thinker, the old man's minuet, and the fiddler's favorite tune. At the time that I wanted this, I was writing my book on Sibelius, and in my book on Sibelius, I was pairing Sibelius's various works with those of people who came after him, to show his influence on Finnish music, and also the variety of Finnish music, some of which obviously evoked Sibelius and some of which was totally coming from other places. I thought that was kind of interesting, and I wanted to do a section on Nordgren. And one of the pieces I wanted to play was something here, I think The Thinker from Portraits of Country Fiddlers, or one of these pieces. And I don't even remember which one it was, frankly. But it's a lovely work, and I needed to get it. So I asked Undine, and they very graciously made me a copy of the disc because it was out of print. And here it is. And it's called Folk into Classic. If you see it, it's a great disc. It's also got music by Grieg, Ludoslavsky, his 5 melodies for string orchestra. When was the last time you heard those? And they're beautiful. Heino Eller from Estonia, and Sulkan Tsintsadze. Okay, yeah, Sulkan Tsintsadze. It's very interesting. From Georgia or someplace like that, right? Ex-Soviet place. Very, very interesting music. Beautifully done by the Ostrobothnian Chamber Orchestra under Juha Kangas. It's the kind of disc that really should never go out of print because it's also enjoyable. But on the other hand, it's the kind of disc that no one's going to buy because they've never heard of anyone on it. And it's impossible to sell. But I'm so glad that they did it. Then we've got this one by Per Henrik Nordgren, his Symphonies 3 and 5, larger works with the Finnish Radio Symphony Orchestra under Sakari Oramo. Big works, 31 minutes each, with in various sections. The Fifth Symphony is one big movement. The third is in 6 movements: Lamentations, Postlude, Chorale, Interlude, Defiance, and Epilogue. I like these works. I really do. It's good stuff. And then there's this one, Per Henrik Nordgren on Bis. That was Ondine again, right? Yes, I was saying that. Yeah, with Oramo. And we've got, let's see, who's doing this thing? The Ostrobothnian Chamber Orchestra under Juha Kangas with Marko Ylynen, however you pronounce it, cello. You have Rock Score for 19 strings. Then the Concerto No. 1 for cello and string orchestra, and Trance Chorale for 15 strings. These are evocative and lovely works, beautifully written for string ensemble, and they deserve a play. But that was Per Henrik Nordgren, and now we have Erik Nordgren. Now, Erik lived from 1913 to 1992. He's a little older than Per Henrik. And Per Henrik is Finnish, I think, and Erik Nordgren, I believe, is Swedish. Others will know that, and please don't tell me because I don't care. But anyway, Erik Nordgren wrote music for the films of Ingmar Bergman. And here they are, suites from a whole slew of Ingmar Bergman movies. Let's see, Women's Waiting, and Smiles of a Summer Night, and Wild Strawberries, The Face, and The Garden of Eden. Cool, huh? I mean, if you like your Ingmar Bergman and you like the music in those movies, then you probably will enjoy hearing this. This is on Marco Polo with the Slovak Radio Symphony Orchestra under Adriano, who also is a wonderful exponent of all of this incredibly interesting music. Really a fascinating guy who does amazing work. So that's really rather cool. And then, last but not least, Birgit Nilsson. This is under Nilsson for Birgit Nilsson. I have, the boxes, and I have the complete Nilsson, the complete operas, and all that other stuff, and recitals, and it's all upstairs. It's all upstairs. But this is a Decca 2 CD Ritorna Vincitor, the legendary Birgit Nilsson. It's just a recital disc that they chucked out at one point, and it's got Verdi stuff from Aida, Don Carlo, La Forza del Destino, and Macbeth, and Puccini stuff from Visidarte from Tosca, and Richard Strauss from Elektra and Die Frau und Schatten, and Salome, including the closing scene, and boatloads of Wagner from Lohengrin, Götterdämmerung, Tannhäuser, Tristan, the Wesendonck-Lieder, and then Sibelius, 7 songs, Edvard Grieg, 3 songs, Tura Rangström, 4 songs, and I Could Have Danced All Night from My Fair Lady, which was included in the Die Fledermaus Gala on the Karian Fledermaus. She roared in and sang that. So there you have Birgit Nilsson, one of the voices of the universe, and that's it. That's it for this one. It's a strange collection of stuff. 2 Nordgrens and a Nilsson, but very, very worthwhile and interesting music. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks so much for joining me. Take care.